It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chilliefalls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast. On this, the 17th day of November, 2025, coming to you from a studio in Forest, Virginia. The show today, of course, is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and by chilliescruises. Now, before we get started today, I have a couple items to share with you. First, the good news is I had a really positive day yesterday, which has helped my mental attitude as much as anything. I was able to do a few things that I have not been able to do since the last fall, but I'm not back to normal, which brings us the bad news. I still do not have the strength to load and unload my chair. That takes, at best a minute and a half that I have to be standing. No way I can take two chairs out and load one and be sitting in the other. And then if I'm, let's say, at a doctor's office, I'd ride the chair back out, load the thing. I've got to stand long enough to load it, get it strapped down, get to lift up, and then get back around to get in the car. So I need a couple minutes that I've got the strength and capability of standing on my own. I don't have that yet, but I'm working on it. And clearly yesterday was the first purely positive day I've had since the last fall. So that's a good sign. All right, now as far as today's show goes, there's a bunch of stories. And quite frankly, I could have made about 5 different stories the top story today. By the way, good morning, Sonny. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Gretchen. Glad to have all you guys with us. What I ended up picking out for today's top story is a man falls between the ship and the dock. That actually happened yesterday in Nassau. Also today, the National Zoo reopens. MGM Grand Hotel and Casino renovation in Las Vegas. More issues for Carnival Horizon. 4 new ships in 10 days. A wellness at sea cruise. MSC relief to Jamaica. Mossel Bay Terminal. Oceania Allura digital art experience. Sakurajima Volcano erupts. And Beast Land opens. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Not to mention Hot Air Tom and Cindy on the beautiful new Oceania Allura. So today, folks, is National Homemade Bread Day. I'll take homemade bread just about any way it's done. Yes, I do enjoy that. I try to limit my bread intake now. However, if it's homemade, I'm going to eat it. That I'll promise you. This day in history, in 1774, the 1st City Troop of Philadelphia City Cavalry is formed in Carpenter's Hall, Pennsylvania. The amazing thing about that unit being formed in 1774, it's still in service today. Congratulations to the folks up in Pennsylvania. I had a couple questions over the weekend. What does this fall and me moving to Kentucky do with the cruises actually in February on Grandiosa on February 7th and February 14th? It does nothing. My plans have not changed toward those two cruises at all. So I'm planning on being there. And after that will be getting pretty close to a year at home, I'll be ready to cruise, y'all. So, all right. Before we actually get to today's news, how about a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors? I'll be back in just a second. All right, so this technically is not a news story, but it serves kind of as one, so I'm going to tie it in with the news today. And that is the Oceania Allura, which our hot air Tom and Cindy are on. This is the gangway on its way up, and Cindy on her way in her chair. Now, hot air Tom and Cindy were staying, of course, at the Miami Intercontinental Hotel, which is down right near the big Ferris wheel, not too far from that. So that gives you an idea if you don't know where the Intercontinental is. Not that far from port, but still you have to go a little distance. They called to make a reservation for lift at, I want to say it was at 11:15. The Lyft driver showed up early. They went on and loaded in Lyft, took it to the port, got to the port early, went straight through check-in, literally straight through and straight on the ship, did their check-in, went through the muster drill, and were sitting down at the bar having a dirty martini by 11:35. How's that for an easy, quick check-in for Hot Air Tom and Cindy onto Allura? The other nice thing about Allura, maybe I've got to change to Oceania. Looky what's in the bar. That would be a bottle of Elijah Craig and a bottle of Elijah Craig back on the shelf there. So they got my booze on Allura. That's just awesome. So we're going to count that, folks, as the first news story for today, even though it doesn't show in the news list. All right. So then when they got up to the room, this would be Hot Air Tom's tour of their room.
This is a room tour on Oceania Allura. This is a handicapped accessible room, and it is beautiful. So, lots of space to get a wheelchair in and about here. So the only thing that I'd say is missing is it doesn't have the automatic doors like we're used to on the newer NCL ships. We've got a nice little couch and a table there, and another table here with goodies, and a desk area. So we got 3 bottles of wine. Bon Voyage for Cindy, Bon Voyage for me, and a second one for me. And 2 boxes of something. There's chocolates maybe, and we got some fruit here and some pretty flowers. We got the ramp, letting the wheelchair get out. Let's see what is. Got some nice cushions, and looks like a little marble table here. A ramp down on this side, and a second chair. That noise you heard there. There's a plate that comes across over the track. And you can see we're in Miami. Boy, did that wash out here. There we go. You'll see the Norwegian terminal over there. The Aqua is in front of the terminal, and the Jewel is in Terminal C right behind. You got the Celebrity Beyond and Carnival celebration that Tony is going on today, sticking his nose out from behind the parking garage there. And let's go back in the room here. Looks like we got some drawers. It's in the some pool towels. This looks like it might be a good place for a safe. Yep. Safe. And a refrigerator. What are we doing up here? I'll just cashmere lap blankets to use. And some water and some complimentary reusable bottles that we can take home with us. And then let's look at the bathroom here. It's beautiful. Okay, we got a full drain across here, so it'll keep the water from going too far out. The pretty towels, Oceania towels. They certainly do things upright here.
All right, that's Hot Air Tom's room tour on Oceania Allura. Brand new ship. First sailing. Awesome for Hot Air Tom and Cindy. All right. Let's go on with what I said in the outgo was the opening story today.
A man was pulled from the water on Sunday after accidentally falling between the Norwegian Encore and the dock at Nassau Cruise Port. The incident was captured in videos circulating on social media and quickly drew the attention of onlookers. The incident happened after the ship arrived in Nassau during its current 7-day Caribbean itinerary out of Miami. Witnesses say the man appeared to have been on the dock or had just stepped onto the ramp toward the cruise ship when he suddenly slipped and fell into the water. In the video, he can be seen holding onto a buoy while struggling to stay afloat as bystanders call for help. People nearby quickly located a ladder and worked together to pull him out of the water. It remains unknown whether the man was a passenger or a crew member of the Norwegian Encore. The National Zoo reopened on Friday to massive crowds following the end of the federal government shutdown. Visitors were able to see the giant pandas Bao Li and Qing Bao, among other animals. The zoo's reopening was a significant event, as it had been closed for nearly a month, impacting the experience of millions of visitors. The zoo's reopening was part of a broader effort by the Smithsonian Institution to resume operations after a lengthy government shutdown. Other areas of the Smithsonian began opening on Friday and continue on a rolling basis through today. MGM Grand Hotel and Casino has unveiled a $300 million transformation, with 3,969 new rooms and suites in a modern, upscale design, which are available to book now. The Las Vegas hotel's new rooms and suites were designed by global architecture firm Gensler and MGM Resorts Design and Development. MGM Grand has long stood out as one of the most iconic resorts on the Strip, and this remodel marks an ambitious step forward in the resort's evolution, said Mike Neubecker, President and COO of MGM Grand. Inspired by our guests' feedback, we've designed rooms that deliver what both business and leisure travelers value most, providing a thoughtful balance of style, comfort, and functionality. Carnival Horizon has developed a propulsion problem and was delayed returning to Miami yesterday. This impacted embarkation for Sunday's cruise. Carnival Cruise Line provided an update Saturday evening. Guests were required to be on board by 10:30 p.m. Sunday with sailing on Sunday night. This is at least the third time Carnival Horizon has developed propulsion problems since the ship entered service in 2018. A cruise ship's naming ceremony, or christening, is one of the most important milestones for a new build because it officially launches its career at sea. And in November of 2025, 4 brand new cruise ships have been christened in a 10-day time span. They are Star Princess on November 6th, Disney Destiny on November 10th, Oceania Allura on November 13th, and Celebrity Excel on November 16th. To book any of these, email chillie@bookalaska.net. Have you visited Universal's mind-blowing new park, Epic Universe? This amazing theme park features 5 all-new worlds, including ones themed after Harry Potter and Super Mario. Book your scooter or wheelchair rental now to enjoy your visit hassle-free. Universal Epic Universe mobility rentals are 15% off for a limited time. Just call Scootaround at 1-888-441-7575 and use SRN 11137. Crystal has outlined plans for its 3rd annual Wellness at Sea retreat program, scheduled to take place aboard Crystal Symphony in August 2026, coinciding with National Wellness Month. The line will operate 2 consecutive voyages, the first from August 17th to 24th between Vancouver and San Diego, followed immediately by a second sailing from August 24th to September 5th from San Diego to Guayaquil, Ecuador. Travelers may join either itinerary or combine both for an extended wellness-focused passage along the Pacific. For information, email chillie@bookalaska.net. As Jamaica continues to recover from the massive damage caused by Hurricane Melissa in late October 2025, MSC Group has vowed to provide ongoing aid by transporting dozens of containers of relief supplies at no cost. The Foundation, a unit of MSC Group, has also donated 14 containers loaded with supplies. The relief operation has already started, in fact, with MSC Divina delivering 3,360 gallons of bottled water and 264 tarpaulins to the island nation on November 11, 2025. Mossel Bay celebrated the port's brand new cruise reception facility with the arrival SH Diana, the first cruise ship of the season. The new terminal is an investment of approximately $1.15 million by the Transnet National Ports Authority, and marks the beginning of a new chapter for cruise tourism in the Garden Route region. Last year, Mossel Bay welcomed more than 13,000 cruise passengers to its shores. With the new terminal now operational, authorities are already expecting 23 cruise ship calls, a clear sign of the region's rising profile as a popular Southern African destination. Oceania Cruises has unveiled a new digital art experience that debuted aboard Oceania Allura when the vessel entered service on November 13. The program is designed to expand the line's onboard enrichment offerings through an interactive, technology-driven approach to viewing and understanding contemporary art. The initiative features nearly 30 works created by 14 artists from 7 countries. Among the contributors are Chilean-born abstract expressionist Roberto Mata and US-based artist Judy Pfaff, known for her spatial paintings and installations. The wider group includes artists such as Bobby Burgers and Eduardo Aranz Bravo, whose works represent a range of styles and mediums extending from fine art to sculptural pieces. Hot Air Tom and Cindy are currently on board Allura.
I would also point out Hot Air Tom and Cindy have been known to buy some art. Now, that's not saying that they're going to go buy something Allura, but we need a report on this new digital contrivance of how they're showing art on Allura. So, Hot Air Tom and Cindy, you need to go to the art gallery, find out what that's all about. Just saying.
The Sakurajima volcano in southern Japan erupted on Sunday, sending ash and smoke up to 2.73 miles into the atmosphere, prompting safety warnings and flight cancellations. The volcano is located on the western island of Kyushu, near the city of Kagoshima. Numerous flights were cancelled after Sakurajima erupted multiple times Sunday. No injuries or major damage have been reported. Legendary YouTuber Mr. Beast has opened his own theme park, but fans in North America will have to travel across the globe to get there. Beastland officially opened in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 13th. The park features custom rides inspired by his plethora of YouTube videos, none of which are found at other amusement parks. American Cruise Lines is preparing to launch a new Gulf Coast itinerary in March 2026, deploying the American Symphony, a vessel with capacity for 180 guests, on a route between New Orleans and Pensacola. The inaugural voyage is already sold out. The ship will call upon 6 ports en route: Gulfport, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, and finally back to New Orleans. For information on this cruise, email chillie@bookalaska.net.
All right, that actually puts an end to the news portion of today's show. So let's go over to the chat room and see who's with us and if anybody's fussing at me today. I mentioned that Sonny's with us, Gretchen's here, Bob's with us. Joanne says good morning and happy Monday. There's Roger down in Jacksonville. And there's Mike from the other side of the pond. Good morning, Mike. Sonny says, wow, Tom and Cindy have a nice room. I agree. Todd's with us, says, good morning, everyone. Sonny says, I'm going to have to try Oceania. I agree, Sonny. Sonny's kind of like me. We watch our pennies when we cruise. It might be too expensive for me, but, I'm going to have to try it. It's going to go on my bucket list at least. Amy says, I love Oceania. Just got off Insignia on Wednesday. It's one of the older, smaller ships, but still a gem. That's good to know, Amy. Sunday says, me too, Joanne. Want to try Oceania. All right, so we will continue over the next 10 days or so with reports from Hot Air Tom and Cindy on board the Allura and see maybe we can come up with a live from Hot Air Tom somewhere on the Allura. So, all right, guys, that's going to put an end to today's show. Once again, I'll be here tomorrow. Not going anywhere, can't yet. But I'm hoping soon to be able to get out in the car and get going again for a number of reasons. But mostly So possibly I can start visiting some places, doing some filming, maybe go out and see Jason and the grandkids and take a look at Louisville. I guess I've got a lot of things I would like to do between now and, let's say, the first of the year. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's show. As always, smash that thumbs up button. That'll help me out tremendously. And if you are new to the show, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when I go live or a new video is posted. In the meantime, to all of you guys, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. Hopefully one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fabulous day, everybody, and a wonderful Monday. I'll see everybody Wednesday morning.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.